Today I did my long run and I wanted to make a video going through everything I consumed to fuel my run, both before, during the run, and after the run. But before I start, I want to go through some disclosures on what partnerships I have and what items may have been sent to me for a trial. So to start with, the items that I have no affiliations with and have purchased myself are the Chipotle, this red apple, the Maurten element, as well as this KOS beetroot powder. And then items that were sent to me for trial include all of the products from BPN. They've been sending me a lot of different things to try out, but currently they're not paying me. No partnership in place with them. Similar situation with Runway, just got sent that to try out. And then the last one is on Ketone IQ. I am partnering with them going into 2024. Okay, so with that out of the way, I will start by going through what I consumed prior to the run. So on the weekend for a long run, typically I'd wake up around 6 o'clock, kind of get up, get dressed, and then start getting into the items that I'll eat before I start the run. So these are the same items that I would eat every single day. Normally use a shaker bottle, so I think this is something that is really important. It's got the blender ball in here, really helps mix things up. But this I will do with water. I think I usually do around 8 ounces of water, which is around 250 milliliters. And I will do the KOS beetroot powder. This is something that's had a lot of, beetroot in general has had a lot of good studies and feedback that show that it can help endurance athletes. So that's something I've been doing for quite some time now. As well as the strong reds. This is the superfood red mix from BPN and BPN Flight. So Flight is their pre-workout from BPN. One thing to note on this one is that it does have 326 milligrams of caffeine, which is quite a lot. I usually do consume quite a bit of caffeine, including pre-workout as well as some in workout, and then afterwards I do drink a lot of coffee as well. But even for me, 326 is quite a bit. I usually do a half to 3/4 scoop on this. If you're not used to having a lot of caffeine, definitely something to try out as you go. So that would be mixed with water. That's what I would have before the run. For this run, since it was a long run, trying to get extra fuel in, I went with 1 shot of Ketone IQ. So Ketone IQ has 0 fat, 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and 0 protein, but it does have 70 calories. So how is that possible? It is from ketone as the energy source. So maybe more on that in the future, but this is another 70 calories that I get in before I start the run. So then on a long run, I will fuel during the run. Normal in-week, day-to-day runs, I don't necessarily fuel, but on a long run, I definitely would. So for this one, I went with 2 handheld bottles. Handheld bottle is typically what I do during a marathon, so I think it's great to do it in training. It's also a convenient way for me to get fuel on the run. So I would fill both of these bottles with 500 milliliters, or about 17 ounces of water. These are bottles I've gotten from races, so this was the Eugene Marathon from last year, and then this is CIM that I just ran in Sacramento. Love when they have handouts like this at the end of the race. The handle that's been added is from Amazon, so they come in 4 packs. Recently they've all been blue. I don't know why, but that's what I've been getting. So yeah, for Maurten mix, you do 500 milliliters, and then you do 1 pack of Maurten in each one. So on this run I did 1 320 with no caffeine, and that's 320 calories, and then 1 320 mix with caffeine. So this is another 100 milligrams of caffeine if you're trying to keep track of that throughout the day. I mixed these in ahead of time before the run. One other thing that I added in for the run is this element. So this element has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. It's an electrolyte mix. I like this one because similar to Maurten, it is unflavored. So Maurten is just really sugary. pretty much just tastes like sugar water. And then Element also has no flavor, so it gives it a little bit of a salty taste, but it's not very noticeable. So I'll mix those in, carry those through one at a time on the run. So this run I did about an 8-mile loop out and back, and then came back to my house and dropped off one bottle and picked up the next bottle. I think I actually did the non-caffeinated and then the caffeinated second. Did the same out and back loop again, so that got me up to about 16 miles, and then I did a just a slightly different out and back to get up to total mileage. I did 21 miles today in total. Okay, and so then moving on to after the run. After the run, normal run, I will always try to do protein powder almost immediately after the run. So this is the BPN whey protein. This one has 25 grams of protein per serving. I will mix it with milk. Again, it will be in the shaker cup. I usually do somewhere around 12 to 14 ounces of milk, so that's about 400 milliliters in the shaker bottle. I will do protein powder. I also do the Strong Greens superfood mix from BPN, as well as creatine. So I've been doing creatine for quite a long time, pretty much since I started working out. There's been shown to be a lot of benefits by taking creatine, even for runners. So that'll be a mix in the shaker cup with milk. I'll drink that as soon as possible after the run. On this one, again, since it was a long run, I fueled additionally after the fact with another ketone IQ shot. One item I forgot to mention along the way here was the BPN Go Gel. This was something I was intending to try out on the run. I actually brought 2 of them with me, and then I completely forgot to take them. So I did take one of these after the run as well. This is 100 grams of, or 100 calories, sorry, in a gel format. So this one is apple cinnamon. So normally I do Maurten gels as well. Like the mixes, they are unflavored, so just really sweet. If you don't prefer that, this one is apple cinnamon. Tastes pretty much like apple pie. Could be a good option to try if you want something flavored for your gel. Okay, so that's immediately after the run. Then in addition to that, usually a little bit later, like after I've showered and kind of dressed and getting back into things, I will have an apple. So Honeycrisp apple is my preference. I have an apple every single day, including after the long run or any other run. What I like to do is use an apple cutter. So this cuts the apple into 16 pieces, maybe a little bit lazy, but it's actually just really convenient for me that I can cut it up, and I can actually eat it on my drive into work, so it's really easy to do. And then the other thing is then I will make another mix with water. So this one would be a larger amount of water, probably pretty much full on here, so close to 700 milliliters and maybe 24 ounces. That's where I will start doing these other mixes over here. So the Runway, which is collagen and some electrolytes and other supplements, as well as the G1M Sport from BPN. This is another carb electrolyte mix, so this has 20 grams of carbs and 300 milligrams of sodium. And I am a salty sweater, like I mentioned here before, so I will add additional electrolytes. This is the BPN electrolyte mix in the lemon lime flavor. This is 500 milligrams of sodium. So really trying to make sure I get enough electrolytes in to try to help support that recovery and get me rehydrated after the run. Then that takes me pretty much until lunchtime, trying to consume all of this and get through all that. For lunch, not uncommon for me, I have Chipotle burrito. I eat Chipotle fairly frequently. I think it's just a really easy way to get some nutrients in, and it's also something I really like the taste of. So my normal order is a burrito with brown rice, pinto beans, and chicken, and then I'll do corn, hot salsa, and cheese with a tortilla. So that helps get a good amount of protein, carbs, and a little bit of fat in, and I usually eat it with Tabasco, plenty of Tabasco sauce on it. I think one other good thing about this is that it really gets me to drink a lot of water. So normally I will drink probably 32 ounces of water while I'm eating that. So again, that really helps get me refueled and rehydrated. So that pretty much takes me all the way through noon. So it's quite a process to go from 6 a.m. getting up all the way through the run, and then getting refueled by lunchtime. Maybe the other thing to note is on a typical day-to-day run, I will still be doing the pre-workout items here that I mentioned, as well as the protein and other supplements immediately after the run, then the apple and the electrolyte mix as well. So maybe not quite as much fueling in the middle or during the run, but still pretty similar from an electrolyte and fluid perspective, as well as trying to get protein in immediately after the run. Okay, so I think that is all I have for now. Hopefully that was useful, and thanks for watching.